YouTube, what's good? XhiaGaming here, and welcome to a brand new episode of Top 5. In this video, we're going to be going through the top 5 scariest scenes in gaming. These scenes were chosen due to their ability to make the audience's skin crawl. Coming in at number 5, we've got the dogs through the window, Resident Evil. The game that launched one of the most popular video game series of all time and forever changed survival horror has a ton of terrifying moments to offer. While the game may seem dated by today's standards, it did set the bar for causing gamers to leap from their chairs in raw terror. The moment that made many gamers realize they were playing something special comes when a pack of dogs burst through the mansion windows. Up until this point, the player has been slowly, methodically working their way through a series of cramped hallways. Then, out of nowhere, a bunch of huge, bloodthirsty dogs start leaping in through the windows and chasing the characters down. They felt so safe that the unexpected attack through the window provided one of the biggest jump scares in the game. Well played. On top of that, the strange control scheme and oddly placed camera makes the escape even more harrowing and difficult than it could have ever been in a modern game. If players want to avoid becoming dog food, they'd better be prepared to run as fast as they possibly can. Coming in at number 4, meeting Laura, the Evil Within. Just about every encounter in The Evil Within is absolutely terrifying, and your first encounter with Laura is no exception. But like many of the best horror games, it does anything and everything it can to elicit frightened noises from its players. That said, there is one moment early in the game that likely caused more than a few players to scream out loud. The first encounter with the wretched Laura. She's basically what you get if you crossed a human with a spider and also Satan. Gamers are first introduced to her as a normal-looking corpse lying in an abnormal-looking pool of blood. Then, out of nowhere, extra limbs start exploding out of her body, and the abject horror chases the player down a series of maze-like passageways. At number 3, we've got the talking fetus, PT. Although every game is crafted with love and attention, few of them are created by actual masters of horror. PT oozes with the signature styles of directors Guillermo del Toro and Hideo Kojima. Unlike past Silent Hills titles, PT is presented in first person and the player wanders through a suburban house experiencing a myriad of supernatural horrors that continuously looped and altered itself each time. Of all the trials, the most terrifying comes when the player enters the bathroom. As soon as the player steps foot in the room, the door locks behind them and they are prompted to find a flashlight. When the light is located, the player can see the interior of the room more clearly, which actually makes things a lot worse. Inside the sink is a dying, underdeveloped fetus. The second time you encounter it, the fetus talks. Leave it to PT to match its scares with deranged visuals that make you question your sanity.
Is the manager liked how she looked in a skirt. You remember, right? Exactly 10 months back.
At number 2, we've got When Slender Man Catches Up, Slender the 8 Pages. Slender the 8 Pages is deceptively simple. Using only a flashlight, gamers are tasked with finding 8 pages spread throughout the forest in the middle of the night. Easy, right? The only thing standing between you and quick success is a tall, faceless man who relentlessly stalks you and seems to appear out of thin air every time you turn around. You can outrun him for a little while by jogging, but your character will soon become winded and eventually slow down. At this point, the music will swell and your breath will become ragged. All of a sudden, you will turn a corner and find yourself face to face with horror in a nice suit. He'll kill you, you'll cry, and then you'll flip on every single light in the house. Coming in at number 1, we've got The Needle in the Eye, Dead Space 2. Dead Space is a survival horror series gory combination of Resident Evil, Event Horizon, and even a little bit of The Thing. It's gruesome, tense, and freaking terrifying. From playing dead jump scares to turning babies into bombs, Dead Space is one warped series. But the most cringeworthy, uncomfortably scary moment is when the player protagonist, Isaac Clarke, climbs into the Noontech diagnostic machine to access the part of his brain where information is stored. How do you do that? By sticking a needle in your eye, of course. That's bad enough, but if you don't line up the laser to Isaac's pupil or his heart rate gets too high, prepare for one gnarly death. Do you agree with this list? Let me know what your scariest moment in gaming was in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does help the channel grow. Until next time, I'll see you later. YouTube, what's good? See you later, Gaming here. Welcome back to another episode of Top 5. In this episode, we're going to go through the top 5 mods